Are you ready to publish on Amazon? Then you need to know how the Kindle Direct Publishing website works. Today, we're here in the office and we're going to take a look at how exactly KDP all works when it comes to publishing your ebook. It's just a few simple steps, 3 simple steps to be exact, but we're going to take a look exactly at what those steps entail and some considerations you might need to make in preparation for getting your ebook ready to publish on Amazon. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. So as you can see here, we're already logged into the Kindle Direct Publishing website. Here is all my old stuff from when I used to publish romance. All my books are live. But basically, you can see the live here. And so when your book is going to be, when you hit publish, it's not going to be published right away. It actually takes about 24 to 48, sometimes 72 hours. Although usually for the most part, I've seen books push through a lot quicker, but that's kind of the standard time frame. But anyways, there is a number of different ways that your book will show. So all my books are live, but there also is a draft in case you want to come back to it and you haven't hit publish yet. There's in review for when you have hit publish, and Amazon's going to take a look at it and make sure there's nothing they want to flag about it, that it's meeting, the content's fine, and yada yada yada. And then there is publishing, which means it's past the review stage and now they're just kind of getting it up on platform. And then there's live, and then blocked I've never ran into, so hopefully you don't run into that either. So let's say we are all set to publish a new title. We'll just go up here to this yellow box, create a new title or series. We're not going to worry about doing a paperback, a hardcover, or series page today. Let's just say we're ready to publish our standard Kindle ebook, and we're going to go to create ebook. And it's going to open up these 3 steps. So ebook details, ebook content, and ebook pricing. As you can see, for languages, there's a lot of different languages that you can choose. For a lot of people watching this video, you're probably going to choose English, but as you can see, there is a lot of languages you can choose from. So we're going to go ahead and leave it on English. Book title, we've kind of just created a fake book for today, but we'll go ahead and use the title. So we'll do Dogs Haunted House. And then we've got a subtitle here. I never used subtitles when I was publishing, but obviously you're free to do that. I'll use one today just for fun. Let's see, a mystery with bite. I've never published mysteries before, so this will be my first time. Let's see, series. You can create a series or you can come back and make a series. So let's say you've got book 1 and you're not quite sure if you want it to be part of a trilogy, if it's going to be a standalone. You can always come back to this if you decide not to make a series during this publishing step. You can always come back and edit your book details and add a series later. Or if you're sure already that this is going to be part of a book series, you can create your series right away by just clicking Add to Series. And it's going to ask for that series information so that it can start to create it for you at the same time it's going to publish your book. Edition number, not something that I really ran into either, but obviously you can tell your readers if this is an original or an updated version, edition number 1, 2, 3, etc. Author, so this is going to be your pen name or whatever you publish under. So for me, I'm just doing a fake book today, so I'm going to be Arthur Ryder Jr. Easy peasy. Contributors, you would use this, I guess, if you wanted to give credit. Let's say maybe you're doing a short story anthology with other authors, or you are, you want to give credit to anybody who helped with the content of the book. You would be able to add them here. This was a step I never really used because I was just kind of doing everything by myself, but it is something to know that is there for you. The description is going to be your blurb, basically. So what your story is about. You can see here that you have 4,000 characters. Hopefully you won't need to use them all, and you're going to get your blurb down in a concise way that's about 100 to 200 words. And you can see that you've got a few different ways that you can lay your blurb out. You can bold, italicize, underline things. You can also use HTML as well if you'd like to just, get all your formatting stuff down. For today, we haven't planned anything out, so we'll just write something quick. Dog and his friends go to a haunted house. What mystery lies in the house? Will it be fun or dangerous? Okay, so not my best blurb ever, but you can also see that you can bold this if you wanted to do like your tagline to grab attention and all that. So there you go. It'll give you your remaining characters, and that is it, I believe. You can see that it's all set up for HTML as well if you want to use that. Publishing rights, I own the copyright and I hold the necessary publishing rights, or this is a public domain work. I'd say for the vast majority of us, with an original work that we want to make money off of, we're going to click this first one. I own the copyright and I hold the necessary publishing rights. There may be some people who choose to make their work public domain. You can see what a public domain work is if you click here, but for the most part, we're just going to use this first one. I own the copyright and I hold the necessary publishing rights. So if it's an original work, you should be all good to go on that. Sexually explicit images or title. So for me, I wrote romance, and while there was explicit content, there was never any explicit content in the title or the cover, so I would always click no. I don't know what happens if you click yes. It may go through a further review process, but for a lot of us here, we will probably just be able to click no. Reading age, you can see that there is a number of different ages, all the way from 18 plus. So let's say you're writing a book for kids, middle grade, anything like that. You can select any age there. What I usually did, since my content was mainly I wanted it to fall within new adult categories, or just the regular run-of-the-mill adult categories, I would put 17 and 18 plus. And so putting 17 kind of opened up some of these new adult categories for me. So if you're doing romance or you're doing fantasy or other things where you don't quite need an 18 plus and you want to fall into some of those other categories, you can choose that as your minimum, and then your maximum is just going to be 18 plus because that's the highest that you can go. Primary marketplace, this is going to be the marketplace, obviously, where you expect the majority of your book sales. For me, being US based, I chose Amazon.com, but as you can see here, you've got a whole bunch of different options. You can choose the UK, Japan, Canada, so on and so on, but for us that are US based, Amazon.com is going to be fine. So now we can get into categories. As you can see, this is going to open up a bunch of different categories, and then choosing those are also going to open up subcategories. So we're doing Dog's Haunted House right now. Let's say it's a mystery thriller. You can see if we click that, it's going to open up a subcategory with different types. We've got crime fiction, mystery, suspense, and thrillers. Let's say we did another one like, let's see. Let's choose my old one, romance. That has a ton of, we see that there's some subcategories here. And there's also placement categories as well. So all types of different placement categories. So depending on what you're writing, it's really, however many placements or subcategories there are, it's going to be kind of genre dependent. Let me see if there's any other ones that might have a lot. Let's see. Let's check out teen and young adult. So a lot more subcategories for this one, but the placements are kind of a little bit less. Just kind of depends where your book is going to fall into the most accurately. So mystery, thriller, and suspense. I'm going to say that I have a mystery. It's going to say, is it a cozy mystery? I can choose yes or no. I'm not going to select that. I'm just going to leave it as a mystery. I'm going to say I have an amateur sleuth, hard-boiled police procedural, which I don't know if Dog's Haunted House is that. But anyways, you can see you have a gamut of different categories that you can put your book into, and you're going to want to try and be as accurate as possible. You don't need to use all three categories, but if you can, that's probably good. There's also a way to get into really niche categories, which we can cover in a later video, but for now, these will work for you just to get your publication going. We'll go ahead and click Save Categories. Now we'll get into the keyword box, which is something you're probably going to want to think of and do some research ahead of time. There's a lot of debate about short tail versus long tail keywords, and so short tail keywords would be really, really short terms. Like we don't with keywords too. I should preface that we don't want to necessarily repeat our genre or maybe words that we've used in the blurb. We can, but it's like the algorithm's already going to be soaking in that information. So with our keywords, we kind of want to put some different things that maybe people are searching for. A lot of people like to use long tail keywords, which are long tail search, search terms that people might be searching Amazon for. You can go to Amazon and start to type into the search bar from like a private browser or something like that. And usually there'll be some text that drops down from the drop down menu as it starts to try to suggest or fill in what it thinks, what it's anticipating that you want to search for next. So that's kind of a good way to research your long tail keywords. But basically, you're going to want to make sure that all 7 of these boxes are filled in as best as possible. Stuff your keywords, as people say. I'm not going to think too hard about it. Haunted house mystery. Let's see, pet detectives, Halloween stories. But fill these boxes up as much as you want. As you can see, you have a lot of room that you can use to fill these boxes up. So definitely fill them up. Try to be accurate with what you're putting in there. Don't just put stuff in there because it's very, very loosely connected. I mean, you can. I try not to also utilize other authors' names in there. I know some people like to do that, but there's a chance if someone is searching for a specific author or title, they're actually looking for that specific author or title and not your book. So you're kind of wasting your efforts by putting their stuff into your keyword. It's kind of best to find terms that fit your book the best so that the algorithm is more likely to put your book in front of someone who actually wants to read it. So anyways, if you are publishing, make sure you fill all 7 boxes. For right now, I'm just going to leave it the way it is. Here we can say we can have pre-order. I'm ready to release my book now or make my Kindle ebook available for pre-order. And so what I would usually do is I have done pre-orders before. The thing about pre-orders is that unless there is some preliminary buzz around your title or people are really waiting for it, you'll kind of give yourself a little bit of an uphill battle by making a pre-order, because once it's available for pre-order, your sales rank is going to start already. So unless you're getting lots of pre-orders, your sales rank is kind of going to stay low. So if you're like a new author, you don't have very many things published, or there's not really an initial buzz around your book that's going to come out, you don't really need to do a pre-order. Some people just like to because they know for sure it's going to release on the release date that they said it was. But for the most part, if you are publishing 24 to 48 hours before your title is set to release, you're good by clicking I am ready to release my book now. Very rarely have I heard of a book taking more than 72 hours to come out. But it's okay if your book comes out 1 or 2 days early. That's almost good. Because especially if you're utilizing ARC readers, then your book is already set up to go when they're ready to leave the review on your page once your book is published. So I usually just use I'm ready to release my book now, but like I said, your mileage may vary and you may choose to make your book a pre-order, but for now we're just going to do I am ready to release my book. We'll save and continue. It's going to take us over to our next step, which is Kindle ebook content. You can see here it's going to ask you to upload your manuscript. I think I've got something here. What do I have? Here, I just like threw something. I didn't actually write anything. I just have some text in there just so we can see that we're able to upload a manuscript. You can use a DocX. I think you can use a Mobi as well. Let's see, all supported file types on this. Yeah, so you can see here Microsoft DocX, KPF file, EPUB, and Mobi. There's some additional things that you can do. I used to do HTML. You can also do RTF. You can do text file or WPDF. But anyways, you can see that you have a number of options available for you. But for now, we've just uploaded a docx just to keep it nice and simple because it's not a real project. It's uploaded my manuscript successfully, which is cool. It's warning me that I don't have a table of contents, which is fine. Usually for your book, you will have made a table of contents, and we can kind of get into how to format your raw file in a different video and make a table of contents, the options that you have to do that. But for now, we'll just leave it like that. It's just giving us a little warning. Let's see. Yes, apply digital rights management, or no, do not apply digital rights management. And so, as you can see here, digital rights management, or DRM, protects the rights of copyright holders and limits unauthorized access and distribution of the content. I would always click yes. Some people click no. You know, it really just depends. I will say this doesn't necessarily protect your work from getting pirated or putting on like a free download site. Unfortunately, that is one of the risks you take with publishing your work on anywhere online, is that it can get pirated, you know, probably pretty easily, whether through your ARCs or any other way that people are able to get the file for your book. So please don't let that deter you from publishing. A lot of times your fans will want to support you anyway, and a lot of people don't use pirating websites. They don't know about them. You can get plenty of sales the regular way on Amazon or other digital platforms. Trust me. But anyways, so yes, apply digital rights management. That's what I choose to use. You can also click no if you'd like. It really, I don't know. I don't know how much it does, but I would just click yes. Kindle ebook cover. You know, I've never used Cover Creator, but obviously it exists. Usually what I would do is upload a cover that you already have. So if you've had a cover designed, or you've designed it yourself, or however you've gotten your cover, you can see that it's only going to take a JPEG or a TIFF file. So we're going to go ahead and click upload a cover. I already have. Upload your cover file. I had Google Gemini just make one. It's not what I usually would do. Let's see. Cover image should not exceed. I don't know. Well, obviously, there's an error that can be made. Let's see. I'll try one more time. Maybe it's too big. But anyways, hopefully you don't get this error, and your cover should upload right here properly. There are required cover specifications. As you can see here, this will tell you what your dimensions need to be, and so on and so on, your image ratio, DPI, size, etc. So make sure you follow those guidelines. I had just made a cover really quick, just to kind of show that there was one, but obviously it didn't work, so we're just going to keep on rolling, but your cover would upload here. AI generated content. This is kind of a new one since I have been publishing. So Amazon is collecting information about the use of artificial intelligence tools in creating content. It's going to ask you, did you use AI tools in creating text, images, and or translations in your book? You can click yes or no. For me, I would click no. I don't use AI, except for this fake book example that I was trying to do. But yeah, I guess it's up to you and what you've done with your project. I don't know if I don't think it dings you for clicking yes. It probably just wants to know. But anyways, I would click no for this one. So Kindle ebook preview. This is going to give you a preview of what your document looks like, what your title looks like, and it's going to show you, let's see if we can launch the previewer. It's going to show you what your book is going to look like on a number of different devices. So you can see tablet, phone, or Kindle e-reader. You can see my little, I was asking AI to make this fake book for me. So this is what it's going to look like. It's giving you a nice little preview of what your book is going to look like from device to device, how it's laid out, your indents, and so on and so on. It's showing us what it's going to look like on a tablet. Here's what it's going to look like on a phone, and a Kindle e-reader. And so you can click through and make sure that it all looks accurate and that it all looks good. If you had generated a table of contents, your table of contents would be right here for you to check it out. But other than that, you can basically preview, and if our cover had worked, it would show at the beginning of our document. But since it didn't, we're not going to worry about that too much. But here is where you'd basically preview your work. So we'll go ahead and click back on that. I wonder if we did use Cover Creator. Nah, I don't want to do that right now. Kindle ebook ISBN. So Kindle ebooks are not required to have an ISBN. They are going to assign you still like an ID for Amazon. So you don't need an ISBN. I'll also preface that anytime you publish a book, please never use a service to pay for an ISBN. ISBNs are free. So please don't ever pay for one. But anyways, if you have an ISBN, you would put it here. Your publisher, that can either be if you're self-publishing and you want to publish under your publishing company that you decided to name, you can do that. Me, I never did. Obviously, it's an optional step along with the actual including of the ISBN. So it's really up to you if you want to include an ISBN or publisher here, but you're obviously welcome to do that. I'll just make one just for fun. Doghouse Books. That's probably an actual publisher, but anyways, we're not going to publish this book, so it doesn't matter. Accessibility features. This is also a relatively new one, and so as you can see here, it says this will provide customers with detailed information about accessibility features in your book. Customers can review these features on your book's product detail page. So are your images accessible? And so accessible images, I think, will have descriptions of what is included in the image that you have. For me, I'm just going to click none. But obviously, you're going to be able to format your book in a way where any images that you would include would have the accessibility of being able to describe what was shown in the image and so on and so on. And you can see you have a number of options. I don't know. None of my informative images include alternative text or extended descriptions. Some of them do, or all of them do. And so that's really going to be up to you. So it's going to save and continue right now. Then it's going to move on to Kindle ebook pricing. And so here's where you can do KDP Select enrollment. And so KDP Select is a free 90-day program offered to Kindle ebooks that allows you to run discounts and participate in promotions like Kindle Unlimited. And so KDP Select basically means that you are exclusive with Amazon, and supposedly they're going to like your book a little bit more by choosing Select enrollment with them. They're maybe going to push it a little bit more in the algorithm and so on and so on. Regardless, you're still going to need a strong package to stand out on Amazon because it's just a huge, huge website with tons and tons and tons of books that are published every day. So don't think that just enrolling in KDP Select will automatically boost your books to the top. But it probably helps. After 90 days, you're able to take it out of KDP Select and you can then publish wide. Or you don't have to put it in there at all. But for now, and what I always did when I was publishing romance, at least, I did enroll my book in KDP Select. It will also roll over as well every 90 days. And it'll kind of, I think, send you an alert email that's going to roll over. So you may want to put a little reminder in your phone that, if let's say you only want to do KDP Select for 90 days, just kind of give yourself a reminder to go in here and take it off of KDP Select when you're done doing that. Territories, select the territories where you have the rights to sell this book. This is never something I really had to deal with. I don't even know what individual territories does. I guess you can select the specific countries where you do. But for me, I had worldwide rights, so all territories is going to be fine. Primary marketplace is going to be the same thing as on the other page. You can see we're going to use Amazon.com. We can't even do the drop down because I think we already selected it on the first step. So there you go. Pricing, royalty, and distribution. Select a royalty plan for your Kindle ebook. List prices below. And so this will tell you also how royalties work. And there is a number of different ways, depending on the price of your book. And you're going to kind of want to price accordingly to what other books in your genre are pricing their books as. Let's say we're going to do $4.99. We're going to do 70%. And it's going to tell us what our Well, our royalty would be, should we chose, 35, it would be 175, but there'd be a 0 delivery fee. So some people like that, especially if they're doing like a 99-cent book, or they're just trying to inspire more sales. They kind of like not having a delivery fee. Let's see what would happen if we change it to 99. Oh, I guess you cannot. Oh, for 35 cents you can. Let's see. So, no delivery fee, but you're only making 35 cents. So let's go ahead and change it back. It's really up to you, though. Maybe if you want exposure for your book and you want to start it at a cheap price, you're obviously able to do that. But let's say we're doing $4.99 and we want 70% royalties. It's going to give us a breakdown of exactly what we're going to make when someone purchases the book for the full price at $4.99. It's going to be a 1 cent delivery fee to them. And then after all the fees and everything, you are going to make $3.49. It's also going to show you what you're going to make in these individual currencies should your book sell on the Amazon, international sites, or the ones that are not Amazon.com. And that does happen. I've had book sales in Canada. I've had them in the UK and other countries too. So it's kind of cool to see what you're going to make should you make some sales over there. So you're just going to want to check, make sure that's all fine. And so here we're at our final step. It can take up to 72 hours for your title to be available for purchase on Amazon. So it's basically just giving you that warning. It can take up to 3 days for it to publish. I, for the most part, always saw my books published within, maybe 4 to, I think the max maybe was 12 hours once. So it is a relatively quick process. I'm not sure if that's changed. But, if you want to be super sure, then you can go in and do this process 72 hours before and kind of be sure that your book is going to publish on your planned release date. So there's that little warning. And so by clicking publish below, you confirm and agree in compliance with KDP terms and conditions, and that you have all rights necessary to make the content that you're uploading available for marketing, distribution, and sale in each territory. And then you're going to click publish your Kindle ebook. And that is basically it. It's going to tell you completed all these steps. Once we hit publish, that's going to hit complete too. And then we would go back to our shelf. We can see right now this is basically a draft. But if we had hit publish, we would eventually see this roll over. So here's a one that's actually published. It would say in review first, then it would say publishing, and then finally it would say live. So that is pretty much it. That is all the steps that are involved with KDP. Nothing too crazy. Maybe in the future we can do kind of like how to format your manuscript and so on and so on. But yeah, really nothing too crazy. I would just kind of remind you to do some good research on your keywords, because those are really going to help you to connect as best as possible with your readers so that they can find your book. But that is it. Hopefully you found that helpful, and give us a like and subscribe if you did, so we can continue to give you some more of these tutorials. And that is it. All right, guys, we will catch you on the next one. Take care and bye.